in your early days in Iran. When or how did you discover your passion for swimming?
First swimming because my parents sent me there. Then they signed me up in the artistic swimming class.
How important was the support from your family?
My mom was really consistent and she taught me that doesn't matter how you feel, you have to do it.
You won silver at the Asian Championships.
Yes.
But everything changed with one photo.
We must have hijab. We must cover our everywhere, basically. Of course, I was there with bikini and it was not according to Islamic rules, and I couldn't go back to my country anymore.
Did a part of you died?
I really didn't know and didn't understand what's really happening. I wanted to be a free person.
How did you find now, after everything that happened, the courage to go for another medal?
You start again and fight for your dreams, or you get a depression.
So what would you say to a 12-year-old girl in Iran who just started swimming, or maybe in general?
Dare to dream big, because sometimes you even cannot dream it,
Saman, welcome to the Sports Journey podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for inviting me.
How are you?
I'm good, a little bit recovering from the sickness that I had, but in general, I'm very happy and everything is very fine.
It's a Sunday today, so I'm very glad that you came.
Thank you.
Other people are sleeping on Sundays.
No, I think Sunday is my work day because during the week I train and I go to Deutsch course. So I'm very busy with this stuff. And on Saturday and Sunday, I mostly do the other things I want to do out of sport, like the appointment and the things I love to do in this year. So for me, Saturday and Sunday is a working day.
So how the German class are going?
Sehr gut. Ausgezeichnet.
So I will take you back in time and basically in your early days in Iran. When or how did you discover your passion for swimming and artistic swimming?
Yeah. So basically, my parents always love to send me to some sport. And before I come to this sport, they were talking, if I will be a girl, they will send me to swimming. And if I will be a boy, they will send me to football. So I was a girl. And then they said, okay, so we have to take her to swimming. But it's very funny to know that I had a huge, huge fear of swimming. I didn't want to go in the water, and it takes, I think, maybe 6 months that I go in the water. I was always sitting beside the swimming pool, and I was crying. And every time I had like something, like I said, I have a stomach pain. I didn't. I lied. Yes. I'm tired. I have headache. I have my mother say, you know what? Even if you die, we go to swimming pool. So don't play these things for me. And I was like, oh, okay, let's go to swimming pool. Yeah, but I didn't like it. And afterward, I go to the swimming, and I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I was in the water, and then I was really good in swimming. I was really talented, and I became national champion in swimming and artistic swimming. And that was how it started.
And how important was the support from your family during your sport journey?
I think everything I am right now, I owe to them, because my mom was really consistent, and she really didn't care how I feel. Thank you, Mom. Because really, she taught me that doesn't matter how you feel, you have to do it. And in that age, I was so young, and you don't understand it really. You want to play, you don't want to do the things which are hard for your body or which are, tiring. But my mom taught me that if you want to be successful in something, you have to do it anyway. And that's why now I'm here.
I think it's great what your mom did, because in order to become great, I think you have to suffer in something.
Yeah.
The trainings are not always fun.
Yes, that's really true. That's really true. But one thing I really remember, I didn't want to go, but when I go and I was there, I enjoyed, but the hard part was just to go there and to start swimming.
And your dad?
My dad is really, really supportive, but sometimes he was also tell to my mom that leave her alone, she's crying, maybe she doesn't want to go. And, my dad really loved me, and also he thinks that I have to do what I really like. He's also true, and he was also at the behind of the scene because he was financed the whole thing, and he was also supporting us. He take us there and come back. But when sometimes he see I'm crying, he's really sensitive to my crying. Every time he see I'm crying, he said, Saman, I only want one thing from you. Don't cry in front of me. Do anything you want, but don't cry. So when he see me crying, he gets very, very sensitive. But my mom always said, no, doesn't matter. We go.
And one thing I would like to ask you, because I admire the people that they have this fire inside of them. How did you develop yours?
From when I was child, I had lots of energy. So this is the first thing that I had, and I wanted to empty this energy somehow. And my mom and dad sent me to many classes. It was not only swimming and artistic swimming. I went to chess, I went to basketball, I went to running, like some. It was a playing classes for that age, but we run and we jump, and then we do some gymnastic things. And also painting, also guitar, also mathematics, like many, many different classes. So I had lots of energy. And also what was very interesting is I was really good in all of them. And also, I wanted to be good. I had a very fighter soul, yes. And me and also my parents realized it from when I was really child that I want to win. Also, when we did some like game when I was child, mostly like my parents told to other people that let her win because then we will have a very, very hard week. and they knew it, and also I knew I'm different. Also, when I go to school, so I could really understand a bit more like what I like and who I am and what I like to do. In school, I was also the best student there. And I knew that there is something inside me that I'm different.
So your parents made sure that you are in both good school and in competitiveness.
Yes.
When did you decide that swimming and artistic swimming is going to be your profession?
First swimming, because my parents sent me there, I didn't decide to go. Basically, it started from them. But I was doing artistic swimming by looking at the other athletes, and they didn't sign me yet in the artistic swimming. And then the coach saw me, and then the coach talked to my mom and told her that, see, she's very talented. She's doing everything out of the class. You know, they were training like here. I was doing everything here. I was looking at them. I really love to do that. And then they signed me up in the artistic swimming class, and then I was really good, and I fell in love with this sport because it's you and your music and your story and everything, so I really loved that. And also I did swimming because it's like I compete a lot also in swimming, so I had both things.
And how many hours did you train?
Basically most of my time, but in swimming I guess 2 hours, and artistic swimming also 2 hours.
And did you have to drive long way, or was it close to your home?
No, it was long way. And that time we also didn't have car. And my mom, I remember we always like had so much, we had to walk so much and then take a taxi and then get there and come back.
Because it was for me the same thing. I had to go to the training for 5 years after the school directly. 50 kilometers by car. And then 2 hours training and then all the way back. And that was like 6 times per week.
Yes, true.
And I remember I have my books inside the car because I still had to have some good notes in school. Was it like your case similar?
It was exactly the same, plus something else. My mom always forced me to do the homework of the day exactly in the same day. So if I didn't do my homework, she wouldn't take me to swimming. Like when I came back from school, I had a little bit of time and I had to do all my homework, even if I need the homework for, I don't know, next week, and I could do it on the weekend. She said, no, today. And because I learn it today, you know, and it's in my mind, and when I do the homework, I can memorize it better and I can learn it better. That was why she always forced me to do that.
There is a quote, I think, that says, things that you can do today, don't leave it for tomorrow.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's something that's very important that your mom, with her attitude, she installed.
Yes, exactly. Because I didn't want.
I want to do. Are you still doing the things today, or are the same things? Because now you take the decisions on your own.
Yeah, I think I do them. Yeah, most of things I do. I mostly don't postpone things, but that time it was only studying. But now I'm doing different things, and it's not possible to do everything today, but it's in my character. So when I have something to do, I do it on the day.
Do you remember your very first medal?
Yes. I remember my first race that I finished like last one. It was no one slower than me. And that was my first race, and also my first medal. It was in the swimming competition of our school.
Okay, that's great. And in 2008, you won silver at the Asian Championship.
Yes, 18.
But everything changed with one photo.
Yeah.
What happened?
In 2022, I decided to go in an artistic swimming camp in Barcelona with Olympic champion and world champion, which is illegal for the Iranian. And I decided to go there as a private person. And I was there. I was posting videos and photos of me without hijab in my Instagram account, and also they put it in their website, and suddenly my pictures without hijab was everywhere in the internet. And it's illegal according to the Islamic rules, because we must have hijab, and hijab means we must cover our everywhere basically, except the hand from here, and also the face. The everywhere we should cover it. So of course I was there with bikini, and it was not according to the Islamic rules. So it was very bad, and police started to search for me, that's where I am and why I go and what's happening, and I couldn't go back to my country anymore.
Were you afraid of your life?
Yes. I didn't know if I go back what will happen to me.
And how fast did things escalate?
Actually, when I arrived in Austria, 1 week later, this Women Life Freedom started. I don't know if you heard about them, but they started to kill people which were on the street, and they were demonstrating for their freedom, and also because of the hijab. So when this happened, I knew that I cannot go back anymore, because it's very dangerous.
And when was that year?
2022.
And so you flee from Iran?
No, I didn't flee. I was in Barcelona. I wanted to go back, but I couldn't go back to my country.
Okay, and then how was the process after, like, you decided to go to Austria?
So I only knew one person in whole Europe, and his name is Uwe Schlokat. He's like my second father. And I called him and I said, I was crying, I was panicking, I was at the airport. I told him, Uwe, can I come to you to hide? And he immediately told me, yes, just take a ticket for Vienna. I even didn't know which city he lives. And then he said, take a ticket for Vienna and just fly here. And I took a ticket at the airport from Barcelona to Vienna. And yeah, from that time, I'm here.
When you left, you left Iran for some years now. You haven't been there.
I left end of August 2022 for the artistic swimming camp. And I was there 10 days. And then I couldn't go back anymore.
Did a part of you died?
Of course. First, I was really panicking, and I really didn't know and didn't understand what's really happening and why, because I wanted to be a free person. And, I was racing in swimming and artistic swimming for many years, but my father's biggest regret is he could never see me swim, because men cannot come to the swimming pool, and he could never cheer for me. And everything he remember of me and my success is he was behind the door of the swimming pool outside, and he just hear that they say my name, first place, and then he had tears, and he always tell me that he was crying, and that's the only thing he imagined of me winning. And that's pretty sad. And I always wanted to do something big and international, and that also my parents could see me. I love to experience this feeling that I win a medal, and I go and hug my mom and dad, and still I didn't experience it, and I hope I experience it in Olympics. Some part still hurts. Well, I cannot say that because it's always alive in my heart. My family and my life in Iran and my friends and my swimming teammates, my athletes, because I started also as a coach. They're still in my heart, but of course it's very painful to be far from them. But I'm sure that they're really proud of me. They are watching me. They're sending me so much positive energy. They're supporting me from far. And my success give them also energy to move forward. So I'm happy to see this.
How did you find now, after everything that happened, the courage to go for another medal?
So I was sitting near Donna after all these things happened to me, and I felt really bad. I was really down. I was crying because I lost my everything. And I was thinking to myself that, Saman, you have two choices. Either you start again and fight for your dreams and build your life again, or you get a depression, you keep going and crying and feeling a victim and everything and die somewhere here. And I decided to stand up one more time, even it was so hard. I decided to start kayaking again. I had 2 years break. After the previous Olympic, I said my retirement in Iran because I was one of the main hope for the Olympics, but they didn't send the girls to the qualification. And I was really depressed, and I decided to stop kayaking, and I started as a coach. But when I arrived here and after these things happened to me, I decided to start again. That time not for anything special. I just wanted to paddle, to get in the mood, to feel a little bit better. But I trained and it goes good. And I became Austrian champion, and then the Austrian Kanu Federation sent my case to the Austrian Olympic Committee, and from the Austrian Olympic Committee to the International Olympic Committee, that there is a girl that cannot race for Iran and also cannot race for Austria because I was not Austrian. So if she want to participate internationally was the solution. And then we realized there is a team which called IOC Refugee Team, which allows the refugee all over the world, if they are a professional sport, to continue their professional career. And I raced in my first World Cup in my life in 2024. And I finished 36 afterwards. So it was really good result for me because I just trained for basically 1.5 years by that time. And how like mentally I was really destroyed, emotionally and also physically, because of the 2 years break. It was really hard to come back again. And also I was really I had to fight for every step I do here to just have a normal life. And I think still I don't have a normal life because I'm struggling a lot with everything. But I always say this, that I born in an Olympic year and I watched my first Olympic when I was 4 years old. And from that time, it was always my biggest dream to be at the Olympics. But it was never possible for me as an Iranian lady in swimming. And I always tell to my parents that I want to go to the Olympics. I will go to Olympics. And I didn't know how. And they never also told me that, no, you cannot go. They always say, yes, you will go. We're sure you will go. But it was not possible. And I think this is also very important, because if they bring me down that time, I could give up on my dream because I was so young and I said, okay, it's not possible. What can I do? But they always told me that you will make it. And I raced in my first Olympic Games in Paris, and this dream had come true. And I think I was the happiest in the world because it was my biggest dream, and my biggest dream had come true.
And what is your next biggest dream?
Oh, good question. So I have many big dreams. But there is one on top of all of them, and that's my why. And my biggest dream is to be able to motivate other people, to help them to reach their dreams, to tell them everything is possible, and if you can really imagine it, you can make it happen. And that's my biggest dream, that is on top of everything. And the other ones is like, I want to win an Olympic medal. Of course, but also the reason that I want to win an Olympic medal, first of all, of course, I owe a medal to myself because I really worked hard. But also the other part is I want to do it to tell people that everything is possible.
I would like to touch on one thing that you said before. There was a time that you felt depressed. Did you look for help? Or was it a period of your life that you found your answers on your own?
No, I always ask for help. I'm not shy to ask for help because people can help. And for example, in my case, I asked Uwe to help me. And that's, Uwe, I want to do this again. Let's do it. And also, Uwe with my friends gather money together and they bought me a paddle. And also they registered me in a kayak club. Also, I ask help from my parents to help me and support me emotionally and mentally, that I can do it. I was never alone in this way.
That's great. And you would recommend that if someone if facing a depression, that he should reach out or she should reach out to someone?
Definitely.
Even if he's a friend.
Yes, definitely. I would really recommend this. First of all, you have to find yourself inside yourself, that what do you want to do and why do you want to do that, and you have to find it in yourself first. But when I realized that, okay, I want to do this again, then I ask for help.
The other thing that you mentioned is you know your why.
Yeah.
And a lot of athletes know it as long as they do their sports. Once they retire, they don't.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who are going to watch our interview and they still don't know their why.
Mm-hmm.
Because, daily life, it gives you a direction that is maybe not the one you expect to be.
Yeah.
What do you suggest?
So it's very funny to know I didn't know my why until after Olympic Games. Before Olympic Games, I also thought that my biggest dream is going to Olympic. And also I was always thinking that maybe my next goal is winning the Olympic. But when I came back from Olympic, I faced this post-Olympic depression and I felt really, really bad. And that was the time that I was questioning everything, because I was at the Olympics. It was a big event. And then I came back and everything was over. And I was basically no one. And I was sitting in my room. I was crying the whole day because I see the biggest happiness to be at the Olympics. And I was there and I came back and that's it.
It reminds me a little bit of the story of Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
All these medals, but then what?
Exactly, that's the same thing. And I was coming back and I was crying the whole day, and everyone were passing my room like Uwe, and they told me, come on, Saman, you should be the happiest. You live the dream of million people. You reach your biggest dream. I was there, but nothing would make me happy. I was going outside, nothing can make me happy. Swimming, no. Reading, no. I didn't want to do anything. And that was the time that I started to write who I am, what I did in my life, what I really want to do. And then I said, okay, I have to put bigger goals to keep going forward, moving forward. And I said, okay, my dream is winning the Olympic. And then the next day I woke up and said, okay, imagine I go to Olympics, I win the Olympic. And when I came back, I will even feel worse because there is nothing to reach afterward. And so what? And then I was questioning myself why I want to win the Olympic. And then I realized that there's something inside me that I would love to motivate people. And when I understand this, then I get the answer of all my questions, that why I'm doing all these things. And also I started to be a speaker also when I realized my why. I start my career in doing the speeches, motivational speeches about mindset, about discipline, about women and sport, also about integration and all these things. So it takes time also, and I was really down, but it helps me to take 2 months off, do nothing, take a step back, look at everything, think, journaling, write, and really find my why.
The way it sounds to me, everything you did is like you had an identity that was around sports, and then you took a paper, you wrote things down, you just develop an identity that is maybe outside of sports just by giving speeches, by motivating other people.
Yes, exactly. It also helps me to write down who I am without saying my sport. And because
that's very smart.
Yeah, it's very important. And when I asked this question of myself, can you believe that for the first moment I didn't have any answer? If someone tell me, "Hi, Saman, who are you?" I would say, "I'm Saman Soltani. I'm Iranian. Now I'm Austrian." And I'm a professional athlete, I'm Olympian, right? Yes. And then I sit down to see, okay, who else you are? And then I realize actually I'm many things. It's not only the sport that defines me. Of course, I'm a successful athlete and it's very great, but it's also helped to know it's not only a sport in my life. I did many things in my life and my values is not only in a sport. So I find my own values and I find who I am, and that helps me a lot to find myself again.
You spoke also about integration. I wrote some months ago, maybe it was a year, probably an ebook, basically that is everything an athlete needs when he or she leaves their home and comes abroad. All the things that they have to do in order to integrate smoother. Mm-hmm. What were the challenges you faced coming to Austria?
Oh, wow. I faced many challenges. First of all, I didn't speak German. So the language, and I think one of the way to integrate better is to learn that language. And I'm learning. We know that German is not an easy language, of course.
Yes. I can tell you from my experience too.
And I'm learning it. Also, finding a friend is also hard, but it's also help to know more about this culture and know more about the people, and this also help for integration. And also going to the communities. I was in the club of my sport. I was going to the gym, and I was going with Uwe and also my other friends to the friends party, and I get to know more people, and I was more engaged in society and everything. So it helps to integrate, and also everything. I guess everything depends on you.
The attitude.
I mean, you yourself, maybe many people came here, they're not athlete, but they're doing the other things. If you treat people nicely, and if you want to know more, to learn more, to improve and to go higher, there are always people who helped you.
Will accept you faster.
Yes, like you. Yeah. I just reach out to you and tell you my story, and see, I'm here. It really depends how much you also try. And actually, you were telling your story to me that when you came here, you were just trying to go to any different clubs, to meet people, to talk to people, to see the opportunities. So when you are successful today here, it's because you work hard for it. You were not sitting and waiting something happen to your life. Yes, you were also trying so much, and this also same to me. And actually, what you told me motivate me as well, that, okay, so I have to reach out to more people. Yes. And I need to get to know more people. And that's really nice.
Because at the end of the day, all you need is one yes.
Yes.
If you think like this, it's exactly. And you are not that far from it.
Yeah.
It's just one yes.
Yes. And also, no doesn't mean always no. It means try from other way. Exactly. That's also I learned. One more time or other way, or maybe 100 more time, but yes.
Now behind the scenes, the cost of greatness. You are training now every day.
Yeah.
How many hours?
So I train almost 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day. And how much time do you spend in transportation?
6 hours a day.
So it's even not a full-time job, it's even more. It's 10 hours a day you need only for training.
Yes, it's really hard for me to get to training because where I train is 1 hour 15 minutes far from our home, and I have to go 1 hour 15 minutes in the morning, 1 hour 15 minutes coming back. I have German class, and most of the German class probably I'm in the public transport, and also I'm very hungry, of course, after training, and also the time I need to rest or eat, I'm on the public transport. Then I'm just learning German while I'm eating, and I'm like doing other stuff. And again, I have to go back to training. 1 hour 15 minutes, then train 1 hour 15 minutes, coming back. I'm totally dead. And I have to cook, I have to wash my clothes and eat and go to sleep. And that's my life for the last 2 years.
Is it frustrating from time to time?
Yes, nowadays I'm really looking for sponsors to help me to continue my sport. So I really searching to have a car, because I think it's really necessary for me in this point of time to be able to train better and more efficient. And when I cannot find it, it's a little bit frustrating, yes, because I know how professional sport is, and I know how important the rest and the recovery is. And when I cannot eat good and I cannot rest good, even if I do the training 100%, 120%, but I cannot rest and recover good, still I cannot reach to my 100%. So I really love to make it as best as possible, to eat better, to sleep better, to recover better, to train better, and use my time better as well.
So if a sponsor is listening right now,
Yeah.
what message would you like to share with them?
I would like to share, I have a big dream of winning the Olympic medal, and I want to going to the next 3 Olympics, and then I want to retire. So maybe 12 more years to go. And if they listen to my story, and if they see my story worth it, and they can come this journey with me, and we can do it together. And I really need help to make my big dreams happen, because I really have big dreams. You know, only one of them is the Olympic medal, but there are more.
I can only imagine.
Yes, and I need support in this way. And I think it's also a good investment, because I also can give it back. Yes. I can advertise, I can do speeches, of course, in the events, as I'm a speaker.
Their companies also, to motivate their employees.
Yes, to motivate the employees, because I also see many people work, but they are not happy. And so I can also help them to see what they are doing and why they are doing, and how to be more motivated, be more disciplined, and reach their dreams, and also be happy, because we do all these things in our life for what? I guess for living better and be happy.
Yes.
So that's the most important thing.
There is something that I would like to ask you, and I would like to listen your opinion, because in my sports, even if you play in the lower leagues, you can still earn a decent salary that you can support your lifestyle. But also, in my case at least, and the good thing when I came to Austria first, it was that I got an apartment and a room. And I know that in other sports, in Olympic sports even, that most athletes, they face the problem that they don't have the basics. So what do you say about it?
Well, I think if you are not playing football or skiing, it's very hard to finance your life via your sport here in Austria. This is what I see and what I talk to other people. The only possible way is to finding sponsors, and this is also very challenging, because when I ask other people, how do you find the sponsors, they always tell me, my father works in this company, or my father knows this person or that person. And then I'm sitting in my room and I say, okay, so I have no family here, and I don't know like that much people or the CEOs of the company. How can I find the sponsors? And right now, I have a very, very low salary of what I'm doing in the schools. And I have to pay also the health insurance from that money. And I also have to pay for my gym. So it's like a very little money that I can leave. But also, I cannot finance my life right now. I am living with Uwe, my second father. I cannot afford to live alone. Yes. I don't have a place next to where I train, or even a place to stay. And also, it's very, very hard for me right now, because I'm doing a sport like a full-time job, even more than a full-time job. and there is not enough time for us to like work a full-time job. Either you have to work and make money or doing your sport. And I see many people give up their dreams and their what makes them really happy and what they really love, that's doing their sport, and they're also very good in the sport, but they just need a little bit of support to get better and better, because when you are always thinking and thinking, you cannot be 100% in the training. And I'm struggling lots to survive now and to even have a basic life, because I don't have. And that's why I'm really searching for the help of the sponsors to help me to continue this journey.
Can you define me success? Now that you have lived certain things?
Yeah, I think success is to be happy, to live happy, to be happier.
Because a lot of people are thinking that money, being popular, that is success.
These are the tools to be happy. So how I can be happy? Of course, reaching the dreams and reaching the goals is one thing that at the end makes you happy. And I think this is the main success for me. Having the money is necessary, but you want money for what? For living what you want to do, live and doing what you want to do to make you happy. So I think the success for me means to live happy, and then there are tools to reach there.
Yes. And what does it freedom mean to you?
I think freedom is the thing that I am fighting my life for it, and that's freedom and peace is the two things that I think define me and my story. So it's very, very important. It's necessary, which we didn't have it in Iran. We were not free. And also I'm going to schools these days to tell them about a little bit about my story, and also about what is canoe and kayak and all the water sport with paddle. And mostly I tell to them, you are living in one of the best country in the world, because you have freedom. We really don't realize it. You are free to wear what you want. You are free to educate and to educate and study what you want. You are free to travel. You are free to go out of the country. But these things are the dream of other people in other part of the world.
So what would you say to a 12-year-old girl in Iran?
Yeah.
Who just started swimming, or maybe in general?
I would not only to anyone who do a sport. Maybe they are artists. Maybe they want to study. Maybe they want to do anything. I would just tell them, continue what makes you happy and what you really love, and dream big. Dare to dream big, because sometimes you even cannot dream it. When I was talking about going to Olympics, the other kids even couldn't believe it, or even couldn't think of it, because it seems impossible. And I want to tell them, even if your dream seems very big or impossible, just dare to dream, because if you keep going, if you keep moving forward in what you really love, and if you never give up, and if you believe in yourself, you will see that at the end you will make it happen. I don't know how, but I know it will happen.
So I always finish my interviews with the 5 round.
Okay.
And here are 5 questions.
Yes.
You have to answer either by saying one word.
Okay.
Or just a phrase.
Okay.
So what is the one thing that you are the most grateful for?
My health and my family.
One value you would never compromise on?
I have a good heart.
A phrase you tell yourself when things get tough?
This time it's no different. I did it many times in my life, and this time I will do it again.
Your guilty pleasure after a tough training?
Eating a pizza.
So, and the last one is, what will people say one day when they look back on your story? And what do you hope they feel?
They would say, what an athlete, what a human being, and what a hero. I think I would like to bring a different lifestyle and mindset to people's life. And I want to help them to really follow their dreams with a good mindset, healthy mindset, and also enjoying of what they are doing. So I know that I'm a role model for many people, but I would love to make it bigger and bigger, to reach more people, to help more people. And I know who I am, and I'm proud of what I did in my life. And also I want to mention, sometimes people ask me if I'm proud of being a refugee. I'm Iranian, I'm refugee, I'm Austrian, and these things are titles and a different phase in my life. But at the end, I'm Saman Soltani, and I didn't change. So I'm really proud of who I am and what I did in my life.
You should definitely be.
Thank you.
And I just hope that by sharing your story, that our listeners are going to take something out of it, because it's inspiring.
Yes, thank you.
It's inspiring just listening and have the honor to be here and listen to your story firsthand.
Thank you. And also, I'm also really proud of you because your story is also very inspiring, and you also did many things. And you, like me, you are also come from out of the country. So you also probably definitely face the challenges that you know how it means to come from outside, and how it means to fight for what you really love.
Absolutely. I hope you enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck in everything you are doing, and hopefully you're going to find a new sponsor by if someone listens to this podcast.
Sure. I hope so too.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.